Hello, very good morning. Today we are going to start a new lesson, that is network addressing and management. This is our new lesson today. In the last class, in the last previous classes, in the last chapter, we have discussed introduction to networks and LAN components. In that chapter, we have seen what is the need for networking, classification of networking like personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, and also wide area networks we have seen. And after that, we have also discussed about various LAN components components and devices used in the networking. Those devices are hubs, switches, repeaters, bridgers, and routers, and the network interface cards and modems, modulator and demodulators, and also wireless network adapters we have seen. And after that, we have seen various networking cables used in the formation establishment of networks like coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, and also fiber optic cables we have discussed, and standards and working situation of the cables we have discussed. And after that, various connectors we have also discussed, connectors used in networking, basic networkings, what are the connectors, base connectors and SCST connectors, and also RJ45 connectors, and different types of connectors we have seen. And after that, we have seen ISO OSI reference model, International Standards Organization, open systems or interconnectivity of 7-layer model we have discussed. After that, TCP/IP reference model, which is having 5 layers, TCP/IP transmission control protocol, and also internet protocol we have seen. And after that, we have also seen different types of topologies established while establishing the network. We use generally different types of topologies, and those topologies were we have discussed are star topology, mesh topology, ring topology, bus topology, and also hybrid topology. So these were the things we have discussed in the last chapter completely. Last chapter, that was introduction to networks and LAN components. So in this today is a new lesson we are going to start. That lesson is network addressing and management. In this lesson, we are going to take the first topic, subtopic, introduction to network addressing. So what is meant by network addressing? How the devices in the network are addressed, how the addressing is given and naming is given. We discuss in this chapter. So introduction to networking. This is network addressing. This is our chapter, new chapter today. So what is the network addressing? So basic definition of network addressing, we can define like this. A network address is any logical or physical address that uniquely distinguishes a network node or a device over a computer or telecommunications network. We must remember that every device, any device which is used in the network, must have an identity that is also unique identity. So that with the unique identity only, that device can be recognizable in the network. So this network addressing is a numeric or symbolic number or address that is assigned to any device that seeks access to or is part of a network. If any device wanted to be part of network, that is assigned a address. Network address is a key networking technology component that facilitates identifying a network node or network device and reaching a device over a network. Network addressing has several forms, including the Internet Protocol address and media access control address that is IP and MAC addresses, and also host address. So network address is any logical or physical address that uniquely distinguishes a network node or device over a computer or telecommunications network. So a network address is an identifier for a node or a host on a computer network or a telecommunications network. Network addresses are designed to be unique identifiers across the network, although some networks allows for local private addresses or locally administered addresses that may not be unique. Special network addresses are allocated as broadcast or multicast address. These two are not unique. The network address is important to network equipment, to routers, and to routing. Network addresses are used to represent destination networks in the routing tables. So here we must know that all entities in a data communications network must be uniquely identified to allow data to be directed to the intended recipient. If the devices are connected in the network, if you want to approach a particular device, how can we approach? How can we identify the device which is in the network? So there must be identification. Without the identification, we cannot reach the destination. If there is an identification only, then we can reach the destination. And also destination knows from where the information comes from. Destination maybe knows that sender's address also. Generally in the communication, there must be sender and also receiver or destination. There must be source or sender. There must be destination or receiver. So these two must, receiver or destination, sender or source, must have identification number to identify themselves in the networking. That is nothing but giving that identification is nothing but addressing. And this identification process is known as addressing, and the identifier allocated to a node is known as its address. Generally, these addresses resemble telephone numbers. How? We know all the telephone numbers. The telephones may be landline phone or mobile phone or anything which is connected in the network, telecommunication, networking. That device is identified with a number that is called telephone number. Of course, allocating of telephone numbers is different, depends upon the town which we are using, depends upon the city which we are using, depends upon the area which we are using, and also depends upon the country which we are using. If our telephone number is being used in the global, if you want to call US people or in New Zealand people or some other country people, that identification of the telephone number must starts with the identification of the country identification, a region identification, and also then the actual telephone number exists. That is nothing but addressing of the number, telephone number. In this likewise, in the same way, the nodes normally the nodes are computers in the sense in the networking maximum. Other nodes are printers, scanners, or some other nodes, cameras. Any other can be any other device which is having network facility can be added in the network, and that must device, that is also called host, that is also called node, must be given a number that is called address number, that is nothing but address of the device in the network. This resembles telephone numbers just like. And addresses are normally coded in a numeric format. Example, these are in hexadecimal or decimal or dotted decimal, which is easily encoded into binary for transmission across the network. So addressing is identification of a node or network device in the computer networking. Generally, it resembles telephone numbers, and these numbers are coded in numeric format. The numeric format may be hexadecimal or decimal or dotted decimal, which can be either we can convert hexadecimal to binary easily or decimal to binary easily, and also dotted decimal to binary easily we can convert. So when coded into binary for transmission across the network. So naming and addressing in the network, how the names and addressings are takes place in the network. The most important thing here, maximum users are able only to remember a few numbers, but are able to memorize entire lists of words. As we said, all the networking devices are assigned a numeric number, that is called address. But a common person, it is very difficult to remember all the networking addresses which are numeric in nature. So for that, what you are saying, this could be one of the reasons people are normally identified by name rather than social security number. Generally, every person is being given a number in maximum in all the countries. So instead of remembering the social security number or some other number in that particular area, it is generally common people's normality is to remember the person by name, and therefore it is easier to allocate a name, that is nothing but label, corresponding to the addresses used by the network. So as we said, every device is assigned with some particular address that is numerical in nature. That numerical number, it is not very easy to remember for each and every person. That's why naming also given to the hosts or nodes or networking device in the network. That is called label name. So every device in the network must have identification number, that is nothing but the address. Along with the address, the maximum devices are given names to them, that is called label name. An email address is a name as is a free phone number. To use a name, it is first necessary to find the corresponding numeric address. This is usually performed by a name server, which is a network a resource which has a list of all names and the corresponding addresses. So any device must have an identification, that is called address. Along with the address, it is given a name. So generally common people will recognize that device by its name, and technically in the terminology, computer networking, it is identified by the address. More precisely, a name is a symbol such as human readable text string which identifies a resource such as a process, device, or a service. So apart from giving the address identification, numeric numbering system to identify their device in the computer, that is nothing but the address, we will give a name that is nothing but a symbol that is such a human readable text string. An address is a data structure understood by the network used to specify the destination of a connection or message or packet. A name server provides a service which resolves a name into an address. Generally, when common people browses through the Internet Explorer, if anything you want to search, if anything you want, generally it types the name of that server, not the IP address. Suppose if you want to search in Google, simply type google.com. So google.com is a name, that is of course URL name, that is also called URL name, universal resource is located. But whereas that google.com is completely inside assigned to an IP address. So when we type google.com in the browser, the browsers automatically try to contact the internet address, assigned address inside the computer network. So that is naming and addressing the network. A network provides the connection between two types of node. If a node allows user to log in or run process on it, this node is called end system, sometimes also known as a host. So almost in the networking, the end system, a normal user who is working on the system, it is called a host. It is also called end system. And another node which does not have any users but only routes packets from other nodes is known as an intermediate system. It is also called intermediate node. Some nodes provide both functions and may be called by either name depending upon which function they perform. So there are two types of nodes here, end system node or host, and also intermediate system node, that is nothing but IS. The neighboring nodes in a network are connected by links. A route is an address of a neighbor node. This is the link to be used to transmit a specific message towards its intended destination. Using a succession of routes between intermediate systems, the network finds a path from the source and source end system to the destination end system. The selection of an appropriate series of routes between intermediate systems is known as routing. Computers on a network use a network address to identify, locate, and address other computers. This is the most important thing. If any system, any device, any computer is attached connected in the network, that must have an address, and other computers use the addresses to identify and locate the other computers. Besides individual devices, a network address is typically unique for each interface. For example, a computer's Wi-Fi and local area network card as separate network addresses. So individual devices have separate addresses, and also interfaces also have some address, unique addresses. Wi-Fi is an address, Wi-Fi is having some address particular, and local area network and LAN cards are having network addresses with them. That is interface address, device address, and also interface address. So here any device or host or node in the computer network is identified with an address, and also interface is also identified with an address in the networking. Network addressing is one of the major responsibilities of the network layer, and this is formed, addressing is formed at the network layer. Network addresses are always logical, that is nothing but software based addresses. A host is also known as end system that has one link to the network. The boundary between the host and link is known as an interface. Therefore, the host can have only one interface. A router is different from the host in that it has two or more links that connect to it. When a router forwards a datagram, then it forwards the packets to one of the links. The boundary between the router and the link is known as interface, and the router can have multiple interfaces, one for each of its links. Each interface is capable of sending and receiving the IP packet, so IP requires each interface to have an address. That's how it looks like. So in this, a router is established. This is having separate IP addresses. And here we have three links to the three different LANs. A link 1 to LAN 1 from router, a link 2 to LAN 2 from router, link 3 to LAN 3 from router. These are interfaces. And here A, B, C, D, E, F, G are N systems. These are also called hosts or nodes. Serial network LAN network 1 containing 3 nodes in it, LAN network 2 containing 2 nodes, 2 hosts here. This is LAN 3 network 3. Here we have also 2 nodes or 2 hosts. So as usual, every node, every host have a separate IP address. This IP address is nothing but identification. This is nothing but address of this node. 223.1.1.1. This is the address of this A, and address of B, address of C, and address of D, E, F, and G. And here these interfaces also have the address for it. As per this, each interface is capable of sending, receiving the IP packet. So IP requires each interface to have an address. So these three interfaces must have addresses. Here LAN components also have addresses, and router also have addresses. So every device here, a router or the LAN or hosts are identified, and also interfaces identified with address. That is nothing but here network addressing. The major distinction between names and addresses is whether they are intended to be human readable or machine readable. Names range from simple names of only local applicability, such as mail used to access mail service after gaining access to a computer providing this facility, to universal names. So what are the types? Flat addressing and hierarchical address structure. There are two types of addresses we can assign. Here we can assign to each and every device in the computer networking. Those are the flat and hierarchical address structure. So what are these? There are two types of addressing used in flat and hierarchical. When the networks use a hierarchical address structure, the network may use this information to help perform the routing. A typical example of an hierarchical address system is the telephone numbering scheme. So in telephone numbering scheme, if we are using international number, that international telephone number must contain first country code, then after that area code, then after that telephone exchange code, then after that subscriber number. So like this, in this example, an international phone number 6434820009 can be parsed like this: 64348 and 2009, where 64 is a country code, that is nothing but New Zealand, and 3 an area within the country, that is number 3, that is city of Christchurch, and 48 is a telephone exchange, and 2009 is a subscriber's line. This is hierarchical structure in allocating numbering telephone numbers. So in every country, the telephone number have this structure only. So this is called hierarchical structure, so that this number can be identified. By seeing this number, we can easily know the number belongs to which country and in which area and which person. Many networks use a flat addressing scheme. Example, the MAC hardware address and IP network address. So MAC is media address control, media access control, and media access control number, hardware address, the IP internet protocol network address, where the actual addresses used does not have relationship to the hierarchical name which it represents. This type of address is easily administered and assumes no specific network topology. This is a flat and hierarchical address structure. Although easy to administer, a flat address scheme provides no indication of the location of a computer in the network. There will be no indication of the location, but knows the address. But it does not know, don't know the location of the device. It is therefore complex to arrange routing between the systems in a large flat network. The social security system is an example of flat address space. How social security numbers are allocated to people in the order in which they are processed in a particular area. Based on the number processed and then done for social security number, of course, in India, it's another number. So how it takes It depends upon the area, depends upon the time they have taken, so that the number is allocated. The number itself says nothing about the individual or where she may be found. The only information is the Social Security Office where the person's records were processed. This is a flat addressing scheme. The flat address scheme that provide the address, we can send or receive the information, but there is no indication of location of the computer in the network. So most names are allocated in a hierarchical format: medium access control MAC, hardware address, and internet domain name service, that is DNS names, and also telephone numbers. So network addresses can be one of the following, that is unicast, multicast, broadcast, and anycast. So in the unicast, communication takes place between only two computers. That is nothing but destination to one of the host in the network. Simply destination to host, that is unicast. Only one broadcasting is there. In a multicast, from single destination to group of computers or group of nodes in the networking. Selected group, here we can say. Whereas broadcast is destination to all the computers. This destination destined to all computers. Nothing but a single source and multiple number of destinations or receivers. Here also, it's a group of people, communication forms in a group of people, and any cast destined to nearest one. A router never forwards broadcast traffic by default. Multicast traffic uses special treatment as it is a most video stream and audio with the highest priority. Anycast is just similar to unicast, except that the packets are delivered to the nearest destination when multiple destinations are available. So these are the types of addresses network can be in any one of the following can be used. Examples of the network addresses: telephone number in public switch telephone system. An IP address is nothing but internet protocol address in the internet protocol networks, including the internet. IPX address in the netware. X.25 and or X.21 addresses in a circuit switched data network. MAC address in the Ethernet and other related IEEE 802 network technologies. These are the examples of network addresses we can see. A network address always points to host or node or server, or it represents a whole network. Network address is always configured on the network interface and is generally mapped by the system with a MAC address, that is a media access control address, hardware address, or layer 2 address of the machine for layer 2 communication. When a message such as a file, image, or video is transmitted across a network, it is first broken down into small blocks called segments. Then next, these small segments are placed into containers called packets, typically by the internet protocol. So anything, any information or file, image or video, anything you want to send through the network, that must be broken down into small blocks called segments. And these segments are placed in the container called packets. And this is done by the internet protocol. There are two versions of IP, internet protocol, there is version 4 and version 6. And internet protocol is responsible for delivering the packets from source to destination, and regardless of the version being used, packets must use some form of addressing to uniquely identify the message source and message destination. This is the most important thing in the networking. While delivering, regardless of the version, the packets must use some form of addressing to uniquely identify the message source and also message destination. So here, this is anything, any message like file or image or video or anything is divided into small blocks or called segments, and these segments are covered, nothing but these are placed in container called packets, and this is done by Internet Protocol. So IP is responsible for delivering the packets from source to destination. So packets must use form of addressing to uniquely identify the message source and message destination. The network addressing is similar to the way that we address a letter that we send through the post. It means here, in olden technology, in olden era, before 20 or 30 years up to maximum, we used to write letters. We used to send messages through the letters. We used to send the packets through the courier service or maximum postal service. So what we do? When we send a letter, we normally write the address of the recipient, that is nothing but destination on the front, and our own address source on the back side. That is nothing but information about sender and also information about the receiver. Internet protocols includes other information within the packets, including its size and some information about the type of data that the packet contains, example, web page or email. The information added to the data to create the packet is called the IP header. What is the information? Extra information, that is nothing but information within the packets. It includes the size and some information about the type of the data. So this information added to the data to create the packet is called the IP header. The process of adding the IP header to the data is called encapsulation. Encapsulation is a complex term used to describe a simple technical process. Think of presents we may give given for our birthday. They are encapsulated in a wrapping paper. So generally gifts are encapsulated in a wrapping paper. Later we have to open the wrapping paper, then we have to see what gifts we got. And here, so encapsulation in the network addressing is that there is a thin additional layer of information used to wrap around data when it is sent between two computers. So this is the network IP header. This is a packet, Internet Protocol packet, in which it contains source address, destination address, and type of the data and the actual data. So this is actual data, type of data. Here we have destination address where it has to go, and the source address where it is coming from. So this entire four units are called packet, IP packets or internet packet. So this is called IP header. Naming addressing, that there are different kinds of network address in the existence: Internet Protocol IP and IPX and AppleTalk. These are the different kinds of addresses in the existence, in the existence of the computer network. So assigning addresses in the network, how we assign? In general, the data link layer address is permanently encoded in each network card, which is why the data link layer address is also commonly called the physical address or the MAC address. So any device identified with an address, generally the data link layer address is permanently encoded in each network card, that is what network interface card. This address is part of the hardware, that is example Ethernet card, and can never be changed. Generally, it is MAC address, physical address or media access control address. Here, the most important thing, hardware manufacturers have an agreement that assigns each manufacturer a unique set of permitted addresses. So even if we buy hardware from different companies, they will never have the same address. So all the manufacturers came into the agreement that they will produce the products by giving different IP addresses, different addresses to them. So these addresses are completely unique from each other, though these devices manufactured from different firms and different manufacturers. Whenever we install a network card into a computer, it immediately has its own data link layer address that uniquely identifies it from every other computer in the world. That is a specialty. So when we install the network card, automatically a number is assigned to that number, that is called media access control number. Every network layer software package usually So network layer addresses are generally assigned by software. Network layer addresses are generally assigned by software. Every network layer software package usually has a configuration file that specifies the network layer address for the computer. Network managers can assign any network layer address they want. It is important to ensure that every computer on the same network has a unique network layer address. So every network has a standards group that defines what network layer addresses can be used by each organization. So there are standard group defines what network layer address can be used by each organization. Application layer addresses are server names. Application layer addresses or server names are also assigned by a software configuration file. Virtually all servers have an application layer address, but most client computers do not. This is because it is important for users to easily access server and the information they contain, but there is usually little need for someone to access someone else's client computer. So server is almost everywhere. It has very importance, very much importance. So that is why we are giving assigning particular names, separate names in the server, and servers serves the files to the clients generally. As with network layer addresses, network managers can assign any application layer address they want, but the network standards group must approve application layer addresses to ensure that no two computers have the same application layer address. Network layer addresses and application layer addresses go hand in hand, so the same standards group usually assigns both. Example here www.indiana.edu at the application layer means it is 129.129.79.78.4 at the network layer. It is possible to have several application layer addresses for the same computer. For example, one of the web servers in the Kelley School of Business at Indiana University is called both www.kellyiindiana.edu and kellyiu.edu. So internet addresses, no one is permitted to operate on a computer or operate a computer on the internet unless they use approved addresses. The assigned addresses must be approved by the ICANN. It means Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers is responsible for managing the assignment of network layer addresses, that is IP addresses, and application layer addresses, that is nothing but www.indiana.edu. ICNN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, sets the rules by which new domain names, that is for example com domain, .org domain, .ca domain, and .uk are created and IP address numbers are assigned to users. ICANN also directly manages a set of internet domains, for example com, org, and .net, and authorizes private companies to become domain name registrars for those domains. Once authorized, a registrar can approve requests for application layer addresses and assign IP numbers for those requests. This means that individual and organization wishing to register an internet name can use any authorized registrar for the domain they choose, and the different registrars are permitted to charge different fees for their registration services. Many registrars are authorized to issue names and addresses in the CANN managed domains as well as domains in other countries, that is SCA, UK, and also AU. Several application layer addresses and the network layer addresses can be assigned at the same time. IP addresses are often assigned in groups so that one organization receives a set of numerically similar addresses for use in its computer. For example, Indiana University has been assigned the set of application layer addresses that end in indiana.edu and also iu.edu, and the set of IP addresses in the 129.79.x.x range, that is all IP addresses that start with the numbers 129.79. So these are the application layer addresses. So the addressing hosts in the process of assigning an address. Hosts are uniquely identified through the unique address. Addressing is of two types: hardware addressing and logical addressing. So what are these? Logical addressing and hardware addressing and logical addressing. Hosts are in the hardware addressing. Hosts are uniquely identified in the local area network with the help of hardware address. If we look at the OSI model, then the hardware addressing is done at the layer 2, that is nothing but data link layer. Hardware address is also called MAC address, media access control address. MAC address is hard-coded on the network interface cards and ICs. Logical addressing, according to the OSI model, logical address is used in the network layer. Through logical addresses, we can uniquely identify a host in the entire network. Logical addresses also separate a network from another network. Logical addresses are not fixed and they can be changed to. Logical addresses are called IP addresses. So these are the addressing types, hardware addressing and logical addressing. Thank you. So far we have discussed what is the introduction to network addressing in the chapter network addressing. So different addressing schemes. What is meant by address network addressing we have seen in this class. So in the next class we will discuss about TCP/IP addressing scheme. Thank you.